Kenny and Shaq are here.
I miss you too, Ernie.
Hey, me too. Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And tonight, we get to see Dwight Howard suit up, cape and all.
Superman
is in the building. A somewhat polarizing figure at times. Shaq, in your mind, is he a future Hall of Famer?
8-time All-Star, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Close call. He may get it. I don't know.
Very non-committal.
But you know why? You know why? Because the first half of his career was dominant.
Oh, yeah. And you said no doubt.
No doubt this guy's going to change the game. And then all of a sudden, halfway through his career, he changed his game and hasn't really improved as much as we might have thought. So I agree with Shaq. A lot of hefty numbers in his first 8 years.
That'll be a close call. Again, how do you see it, Shaq? That'll do it. Both teams ready for tip. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and the crew.
Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Berry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, Paul George has made a reputation as a dynamic two-way player. He said, in so many ways. It's always been my mindset. I just go out there and ball. Kevin, back to you.
Well, you love that versatility, D.A. Thank you. Opening night is upon us. Every team looking to come out of the gate strong. As we know, only half are going to get to the end.
Don't tell them that, Kevin.
I know you can't.
Let it breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
It is a long season. The teams, as we've seen in the past, sometimes what we're watching here tonight, 6 or 7 members of that team might not be on it come February. So got to temper your expectations. Watch the way guys have maybe improved from last season coming into this season. Excited about young teams and the opportunity of their potential, but things can change quickly in this league.
But don't you love the optimism at this time of year?
No doubt about it. Everybody's fired up for the opportunity to show what it is, especially as a player, what you worked on in the offseason to bring it to the hardwood and show your coaching staff the type of work you put in.
Now the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Inside pairing is Grant and Adams. Robertson and George fill out the wings. And it's Westbrook in at the point guard position. And so it's the Wizards getting on the board first. It's George on the wing. Back to Adams. The shot's good on the assist by George.
I don't know if you can have a guy that size be a surprising threat on the pick and roll, but Adams can catch the ball and finish through traffic.
Now here's Wall. He's coming off a 22-point game against Memphis.
You could tell the defense was really nervous dribbling or passing the ball. Anyone took advantage of their indecisiveness continually throughout the night, racking up 3 steals.
So it's the Thunder now, following the miss by John Wall. And Paul George, good for the 3. George has got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, an accurate 3-point shooter, Paul George can get it going from distance.
Ball against Westbrook, right on the bucket.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
Billy Donovan has faced a tough job in Oklahoma City, Brent. Star players leaving town, some even criticizing him after they left.
The circumstances of Billy Donovan moving off of what he did at the University of Florida, making that a powerhouse Division I basketball program, it's been very interesting to have Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant to begin your career, and then pushing that team to almost beating the Golden State Warriors, losing in a Game 7 to losing Kevin Durant. Billy Donovan's seen a lot in the early part of his career. The hopes is that he continues to grow and learn. Really happy with the hire of Billy Donovan and what he brings to the table in terms of his basketball acumen.
And here is Beal following Russell Westbrook's 3.
Good decision right there from Dwight. Excellent awareness on that particular play.
Oklahoma City's gone 2 of 2 from 3-point range here in the first quarter. Ball with the steal. It's Beal on the wing. 17 points for him last game against Memphis.
Ball movement was critical in this game. It did not stick with any one player, so his passing was on point, and he really picked apart the defense.
Here's Westbrook after the made shot from Bradley Beal. George looking over the floor. 6 on the shot clock. Adams. Excellent D from Howard. For Washington, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Outside, Wall. Shoots. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. The Thunder have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Westbrook passes to Adams. Back to Westbrook. Down low. It's stolen by Morris. One-on-one fast break. Puts it up from 12. And good. It finally bounced off the right side of the rim.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
I love his will, his take-charge attitude, the aggressiveness, all of that showing up here in the first.
And first timer of the game called for Oklahoma City.
Well, in the summer of 2017, when Otto Porter signed that 4-year, $107 million contract with the Wizards, it was widely questioned. Well, it's been worth every penny thus far as he's become one of the best small forwards in the game.
A whole new group here, and a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Noel's checked in for Steven Adams. Patterson comes in for Jeremy Grant. Renas is checked in for George. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Robertson. And that small forward position that Porter plays, maybe the most important position in the league. You think of LeBron James, you think of great KD.
Yeah, and Porter able to kind of hold his own on both ends. The Wizards' most impactful defensive player, he takes on those big-time players night in and night out.
And so Satoransky will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. And 101 left to play in the first quarter. Unable to get that one. Here's Patterson. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder.
Well, Patterson usually on the perimeter, this time down on the inside, doing a little bit of damage.
And Satoransky kicks to Rivers. Over in the corner, Green. 6 to shoot. In the corner, it's Oubre. Oh, good on the triple. Oklahoma City has gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. And that one's good. Schroeder's got his first basket of the night.
And even though Schroeder might be on the light end of things when it comes to his weight, he remains relentless driving towards the basket.
Rivers with it. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Shoots from 12. And he overshot that one, missing.
Those are the types of looks that you got to finish deep in the paint and limited defensive effort.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Oklahoma City out in front, up by 2. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. Russell Westbrook is surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity with his teammates.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find ways to be a better leader. Leadership was a huge thing, and I felt the way I reacted to certain plays and my facial expressions and my demeanor can change a lot for a teammate.
You can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around them.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And for the Thunder guys, what stands out to you so far?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
That's a quick way to build a lead, but Greg, can they sustain this kind of effort all night long? We'll see.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at the Thunder, we We've got Dennis Schroeder. Patrick Patterson is out there with Nerlens Noel. Then there's Felton. And it's Abrinas in at the 3. Here's Meeks. Takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely.
I like that, staying alert. Rivers keeping his head up to find the open man.
The Thunder, Brent, playing with such energy, but shooting, not their strong suit.
No, one of the lower three-point percentages in the league as a team. The free throw line also last year really weird. A big-time struggle for guys who had career-low years from the free throw stripe. So tough to win big in today's game if you're not hitting threes and then not hitting the freebies.
And Noel gets to Abrinas, stolen by Rivers. And now the fast break. Meeks with the ball. Here's Mahinmi. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Pretty ferocious and sheer determination shown on that one. Easy to see why he gets those easy scoring opportunities.
The 3. Rebound, Washington. And going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year.
Interconference showdown. You love to see clubs that don't play each other often go head-to-head.
Well, they'll meet twice this season tonight, the first matchup, so hard to know exactly what to expect.
And Noel kicks to Felton. Meeks with the steal. From about 19 feet. Green finds Rivers. Here's Mahinmi. Passes it to Rivers. It's another look. Good. He hits the jump shot. And the Wizards lead by 1.
One of the better shots in his arsenal. Someone has to rotate.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Grant comes in for Patrick Patterson. George is checked in for Alex Abrinas. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Raymond Felton. Outside for George. Back to Adams. Shot clock at 5. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. That one wide left. And so it's Beal who brings the ball up for Washington. Next step for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. This will be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
Well, even though he missed, you like seeing him taking that kind of shot. The defense must be better.
It's stolen by Morris. And that one goes out of bounds. That's touched by Porter. And a quick look at how the Oklahoma City Thunder's schedule is shaping up. On Monday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans. Then on Wednesday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And looking at the Mavericks matchup, I think they know how important it is to see how they measure up against the cream of the crop in the West. I'm looking for them to approach it like this is a playoff matchup.
Porter against George. Shot clock at 6. Down low, they can use a bucket. And there's the nice layup by Adams. Adams has got his second basket of the night.
Well, using his wide frame right there, Adams able to get the position he wants and drops it through.
Washington has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second.
Steven Adams, the kind of guy who on a nightly basis is so appreciated by the star players on the team and certainly the coaching staff, just doing dirty work, setting screens, scoring on the inside, being a physical presence. And he's taken some strides, I think, Kevin, offensively, being able to score sometimes out of the box.
Westbrook dishes to Schroeder. Grant the pass to George. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Grant. Ball with the steal. And here we go. Washington fast break. That's good from Beal on the assist by Wall. And that's now 6 points for Bradley Beal. Under trailing by 4.
If they play it right, we're talking a 2-for-1.
Yeah, this is where it comes down to really good clock management, and you want to maximize each of your possessions.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Oh, and the dunk by
away for that bucket. That's always his first thought. Find the best shot possible on every trip, whether he has to take it himself or create for a teammate.
He sunk that three in the first, but yet to make another one.
Here's Adams. They need this. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, I think you got to be cautious when you guard Paul George. He's not afraid of the contact, and that time welcomed it.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. So he comes up empty at the line.
And for him, that is an ugly trip to the line. Rarely do you see him do that.
And so it's the Washington Wizards with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been very effective in locking down Russell Westbrook. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it.
Bradley, a strong first half for you and the team. It looked like you guys really were ready to play. Was that something Coach emphasized?
Yeah, most definitely. We want to hit them first. We weren't going to take any temperatures, as he said, so we're not going to just let guys do what they want to do. We're going to come out and be aggressive and get them.
Obviously have to maintain that in the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. In the second quarter, they were easily the better team. The points started coming for them in bunches, and they built a 6-point lead by halftime. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Wizards.
Well, first and foremost, you got to take care of the basketball. And that means playing with poise, making good decisions, and not giving away any possessions. They did a great job of that in the first half.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Oklahoma City.
Well, they remind me of Arizona. They were flat defensively. They didn't collapse at the end. They allowed over 50% shooting. I expect them to come out much more aggressive in the second half and try to take the lead early on.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
The dome of the U.S. Capitol building looking absolutely grand as we make our return to Washington, D.C. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. It's been quite a game for Bradley Beal.
And I just love how aggressive he is. Usually tries to work for the best shot that he can.
Well, we saw that in the first half, and he's constantly on the move and slipping behind the eyes of the defense to work closer to the rim.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Ball and Beal pair together at the 1 and the 2. Porter and Morris make up the forward spots. And it's Howard in at the 5 down low. That's the room for Scott Brooks getting going here in the second half. Thunder trailing by 6. The shot by George, wide open. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. George has got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Thunder. Now we see Andre Robertson making his return from the ruptured patellar tendon of winter 2018.
Just how disruptive was it for Billy Donovan and the Thunder to lose Andre Robertson last year? The numbers were staggering in terms of the defensive rating when he was on the floor, just how good they were. The guy averages less than 5 points a game for his career, but his impact defensively cannot be understated.
A little tit-for-tat action going on the back-to-back trades.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship from range could force both defenses to maybe extend out a little further.
The pass to George. Pass to Grant. 4 on the clock. Back to George. From deep. Nice D from Porter. Washington leading now by 6. To the middle. And Wall gets it to go in on the assist by Porter.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Robertson kicks to Westbrook. Here's George. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr.
Well, height and length at that position for Paul George, that's problematic for a defender, and he used his size to draw the foul that time.
And Greg Paul George, the league leader in steals and deflections in 2018.
And Frank Vogel, who coached him at Indiana, said he always thought PG had Allen Iverson's instincts in Scottie Pippen's body. He's talented enough to disrupt without gambling.
Free throw, no good.
And Paul George, not a guy you want to send to the free throw line. Always around 85%, sometimes even up to 90 from the charity stripe.
And the Thunder making a change here. Noel's checked in. That one misses. The league no longer wants to reward offensive players who throw themselves into defenders. Have you seen a big change in how those plays are being called?
I think the league's doing a better job of it, trying to examine when it is that somebody gets up in the air and the offensive player leans in or kicks out and tries to draw some kind of contact. So it's been up to the referees. They've been diligent with it. I think they'll just get better with time.
The offensive rebound. Outside for George. Porter with the steal. Ball against Westbrook. And the whistle blows as the basket counts. And a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside. Well, John Wall, Derrick Rose, and Russell Westbrook came into the league around the same time. All of them in the conversation for most athletic big point guard in league history. Of the three, I think John Wall, the most prolific playmaker, always looking to create for his teammates.
That one misses for Wall. And John Wall, such a multi-faceted game, it almost feels wrong to call him a pure point guard. But that's what he is, isn't he? Just loves to set up his teammates.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And he can score at a high level, but that helps him as a playmaker. Guys thrive playing alongside him because he commands so much attention.
Basket counts.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Checked in for the Wizards. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Adams, he's checked in for Noel. Paul George comes in for Alex Abrinas. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Robertson. That's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. And here's George for 3. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 4 assists now tonight. Washington leading now by 7. Ball finds Meeks. Piece of it. Paul George with the steal. By himself.
Paul George dunk contest? Maybe a little older, but I'd love to see him get up.
And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Hammock, unleashing a little bit of chaos. Oubre passes to Green. They kick it out to Green. The Wizards working the ball around now. 6 on the shot clock. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll Austin Rivers out of Duke, an elusive 6'4" combo guard.
I mean, a great handle, and he's found most of his offensive success with his development as a long-range shooter. It's gotten to the point now where you want him to put it on the deck.
Drops for Rivers.
Austin Rivers, a 10th overall pick in 2010. Things didn't work out in New Orleans and found a home in LA with the Clippers, playing for his father, and now a member of the Washington Wizards as somebody who can come in and give him some backup scoring potential.
Howard's checked in for Washington. Rivers hits both of them. Well, Brent, Austin Rivers, the first ever NBA player coached by his father. Have you ever sensed any tension with that relationship?
I don't think I sensed any tension, but I'm sure it was awkward for the time that Austin was in LA with the Clippers for some of the teammates around, and then Austin signing a lengthy extension. It made a lot of people raise an eyebrow, but his game has developed. He's gotten better as a pro, and now he's going to have an impact for this Washington Wizards team this season, where they're going to need some help, and that's scoring punch off the bench.
And Wall kicks to Rivers. From deep three-point range. Second shot opportunity. Over in the corner, Meeks. Back to Rivers. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
It has to be frustrated out there right now. His teammates are really picking up the slack for a lackluster offensive night.
Nice shot by Felton.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on it.
Washington shooting their fourth and fifth shots at the foul line in the game. And he can't get the first one.
And Wall has said he wants to be in the MVP conversation moving forward. A terrific floor general with unreal athleticism.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Bradley Beal's checked in for Jody Meeks. And Zedaransky subbed in for Austin Rivers. And then for Oklahoma City, Jeremy Grant comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Under trailing by 4. Or 3, Westbrook. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
Right, big scoring run, fueled by great game planning and really some great shot making.
Here's Howard. Missile blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
That guy hits the gym, Dwight Howard, and using his size and soft touch, he gets these and-one opportunities.
Morris is checked in for Washington. Porter comes in for John Wall. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Schroeder's checked in.
They're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
Adams dishes to George. And it's off from three-point range. Zedaransky looking around. There's Beal with the 3. And another miss by Washington. We've reached the end of the third. Wizards lead by 4. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platform.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. So for Oklahoma City right now, the 4 and the 5 are Grant and Noel. Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. And it's George in at the small forward. Back to Westbrook. Clock at 6. Pass to Robertson. Back to Westbrook. Oklahoma City moving it around. A nice shot by George.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Howard finds Beal. Bobbed up there for Howard. And alley-oop jam.
I think that's Dwight Howard's favorite play. He loves going up for the youth. Outstanding chemistry between him and his teammate there.
Right side George. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr.
PG played his first 7 seasons in Indiana with the Pacers and guided them to 2 Eastern Conference Finals appearances. And that playoff PG moniker that he came up with, it holds true if you look at the numbers. And when the Pacers were about to rebuild, I think Paul George let them know that he was willing to move on to continue his career somewhere else.
And that one misses. A lot of fans in Indiana upset with Paul George for deciding to leave. Do they have a point, Brent, or is that unfair?
I think it's a little unfair, Kevin. The 7 great years from Paul George, obviously had to recover from the leg injury and came back strong, but PG wanting to go somewhere where he could win a title, and that's a decision that every player has to make. PG thought somewhere else he might have that opportunity and maybe more chances to do so.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Yeah, you can't make any excuses right now for them giving the ball up as much as they have in this one. Hopefully they can get on the same page during this timeout.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Billy Donovan's huddle with his team. He is not happy with the sloppy play offensively. He said, make the easy play. Take care of the ball. We can't afford to just give away golden opportunities. We'll see if they can clean it up, guys.
Robertson kicks to Westbrook. And the 3 ball is good.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the result.
And so Satoransky will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Howard. Banked in off the glass. Howard's got 6 here in this quarter.
It's not so much just the made shots, it's the consistency of the made shots that's got his team the lead.
Porter with the steal. Satoransky the pass to Morris. Westbrook with the steal. Robertson finds Noel. Excellent D from Howard.
And that's just good offense. Surprised he blew that one, and the defense is too.
Porter passes to Satoransky. Leaves it up and in off the pretty assist. Now it's a 6-point Wizards lead.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
To the middle, here's Morris. Shoots over Grant, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Free throw good for Morris. John Ball's checked in for Satoransky. Adams, he's checked in for the Thunder. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Thunder trailing by 7. Robertson kicks to George. And George with the stop.
That's why you turn to Paul George. These moments are for PG.
The Wizards have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. On the wing, Porter, defended by George. Kept alive, out, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And that one falls for Howard.
He's just such a specimen out there, Dwight Howard. A physically imposing presence on both ends of the floor.
And so he hits both. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Westbrook kicks to George. It's tipped. It's stolen by Morris. Porter with it. George picks him up. Porter finds Morris. And Morris throws it down.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin?
They break nothing, spurs some quick offense, like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
Westbrook against Wall. He dishes it to Porter. Back to Wall. Shot clock at 6. Here's Grant. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Wow, Jeremy Grant, the evolution will be televised. Phenomenal at staying cool and collected in that big moment. Has such a great combination of athleticism and explosiveness. It's up to him to find familiar spots on the floor and do a good job of playing off his teammates to make an impact on every game that he plays.
Robertson, the pass to Westbrook. Oklahoma City moving it around, and that one's good. George.
While your best players want to take on the burden come clutch time, and Paul George carrying the weight right now.
Westbrook against Wall. He kicks it to Beal. And it's blocked.
Ryerson out there to play defense. He excels at getting off the ground so quickly to get the block.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and so they foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. Here's Oklahoma City.
It'd take a miracle at this point.
Right, with this deficit and this late in the game, their time has already passed.
And you can tell they're ready to start celebrating a well-deserved victory here tonight.
You can see the fans, they've already started celebrating themselves. A gutty performance.
George, no good. Ball against Westbrook. Outside, Wall. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed a greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, that was a solid performance, particularly here at home.
And I think they built off that edge of being here and playing with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks very much. Dwight, coming off of the loss in the last game, what was the difference tonight?
We got a good win tonight coming from a tough game last night. Started out strong. We stuck with it. We stayed together. We got a good win.
And a good performance on the second night of a back-to-back. Thanks, Dwight. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brett Berry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.